Okay, so what? Welcome to another episode of This Is Anything Goes. Today we are going to be working on a Toyota Alphard, and as requested by some of my viewers, I am installing the auto sliding door switch. Okay, so let's see what we get here. Alright, we get a chrome cover, some cables, some connectors, and a switch. Okay, so the chrome cover will go over here. Okay, so I've choose the black one because, well, my car is black. Okay, so you need to get two because you have left and right, unless you want to only install on one side, then you only need to buy one. Okay, same thing, some wires, the relays, and the switch, and the chrome, and the connectors. Okay, so let's get to it. Okay, so the first thing you want to do is to disable the auto power door. Okay, and then we'll be able to open this manually, and we'll use a top X screw over here to remove this, and the rest are all clips whereby we will pull it out. Okay, so once we have removed the door panel, we will need to remove this speaker cover as well. So it's just one connector over here. And then we just pull this out. Okay, it's all held on by clips. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 clips. Once we have that out of the way, we will need a size 10 mm. 10 mm. 1, 2, 3 over here to loosen this up. Okay, and then there's a notch over here, so what you need to do is you need to lift the bottom up, then slide it downwards. Okay, and that's how we remove this portion. Okay, at the side of the door we have this rubber cover over here, so we have to remove this as well. So just use a plastic pry tool and pry it out. Okay, the next step is to remove this side step, and it's all held on by clips. There's no screws, so just find a corner and pull it. Okay, next thing we'll be doing is we'll be removing the wiring over here. So all of this uses size 10 mm. So the first thing we need to do is remove this ground here. Okay, so make sure you don't lose track of your screws, just put it inside here. Okay, then we'll be removing these two over here. Okay, so before we lift this up, we have to open up the carpet a bit. And you'll see that it's actually held on by two clips over there, so just pull it up. And you have it out. So we are putting back these two screws over here, so we don't lose them, alright? Next up, we'll disconnect all the connectors. There's two down here. Okay, this is a bit stuck, so I'm just going to use a screwdriver. Okay, so yours might be connected to here, so just pull it out. Okay, another 3 more up here. Okay, and 110 mm over here. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll move the door front a bit to loosen up the tension over here, and we will pull this over to this side because there's actually a clip there. So just pull it a bit, okay, and then just wiggle it out. Okay, so we got all the wiring over here. Next step. Okay, so the next thing we need to do is we need to remove this panel over here which is connected to the wires. Okay, so to do this we need to disconnect all the things. One connector here, one connector here, one here, one here, one here, and one here. And then we need to remove all these clips as well. Same goes on this side. One connector here, one connector here, one clip, one grounding cable here, one connector, one clip. This is okay, this is connected. Okay, and then there's 3 nuts, 3 bolts, 1, 2, 3. So we need to remove this entire thing. Okay, so finally managed to remove this, and you'll notice that the wiring on this side is removed as well because it comes in one set, and this is what you have. Okay, so what we'll do right now is we will open this up, and this is actually held on by some clips. Over here got one, here got one, here got one. Alright, just look around it and there's a lot of clips. Alright, so open all the clips and we'll see how it goes. Okay, so the wiring is done. So after I've removed the cover over here, I've put the wire with the head which connects to the switch over here, then run it through here, then come out over here. So it will be at the body side. This is at the door side. Okay, so this method, well, is a bit more difficult because you have to actually thread the wire through this cable here, which I use a metal wire. Well, a bit difficult, but at least it looks original instead of having a wire tied up over here. Okay, now let's install this back. Okay, so once we are here, we are just gonna install it back the same way as we took it out, except that there's extra one wire over here. Alright, for this wire, we'll run through this channel over here to the front. Okay, so the next thing we need to do now is we need to remove the glove compartment. So just open it, disconnect this portion. Okay, then push it one way down. Okay, and then push it another way down. Okay, might need 2 hands. Okay, once you got it, it will come out. Then we'll put this aside. And what we'll have here is we'll have access to these 2 connectors over here. Okay, and we will be connecting it over here. I'll show you the connection shortly. Okay, so the wiring is done. So let me explain a bit, alright? So from the relay here, alright, there's 3 wires coming out, which is red, black, and yellow. So the red is to the battery, alright, to the battery, not the accessory, to the battery. The black is negative, which means the grounding, and the yellow is the signal. So this one, for the left side, you will need to connect to the blue wire over here, which is the lowest connector down here, the blue wire. And the right side, you will need to connect to the pink wire that's on the second connector from the bottom. Right, pink color, second connector from the bottom, blue wire, last connector from the bottom. Okay, alright, so for the negative and the battery, I'm actually taking it from the player side. That's why you see the wire over here. It connects to over here. Alright, if you can find a different source of power, you can do that as well. And then what we'll do is for the switch, we'll be running it through here, then go down, then go through here, and then go over here. Okay, so let's get to it. Alright, I know some of you guys will probably be screaming, hey, why are you using this type of connectors in the car? Well, it works, it's convenient, it's simple, and it doesn't really pose a fire hazard. And I'm gonna wrap this up later as well, so that there's no weird sound coming from here, from all this plastic knocking against each other. Okay, I mean, if you're doing it for yourself, you can do a direct connection, you can do a proper tapping, but this is what I feel that it works best for me, so this is what I do. Okay, the next thing to do is we have put the wire in from the top. I don't want to put from the bottom because I don't want water to leak in. Okay, and then we will have one T30 over here that we need to unbolt, but we have to be careful so that we don't drop the nut. Okay, so I have to sort of just take this out because mine is chrome. Alright, this is the button, and this is the button, and this is the new one. So yeah, just put it back in, and then clip it here, and clip this here. Alright, now that we have installed everything, the panels are all on. This works. You can press it, it will go back, press it. Alright. Wiring totally like normal, like original. Make sure you put back this screw and also this cover here. So you can see that it looks exactly like nothing has been done. Okay, so now we'll do the other side and create a montage. Let's do it. Okay, that's the end of the video, and thank you for actually staying all the way. It's about 20 over minutes. Okay, so let's talk a bit about this DIY. The time it took for this DIY actually took me 3 days. I was working on it roughly about 4 to 5 hours a day. So in total, it's about 12 to 15 hours for this DIY. But mainly, the most of the time was actually taken for me to discover where to tap the wire from, the blue and the pink one. All right. So the second door, the passenger side door, was the one that I actually used the proper time, whereby everything is already known, how long it takes to actually dismantle the thing, pull the wires, tap the wires. Okay, so that took roughly about 4 hours for one door. Okay, so if you want to do it properly, that's about the amount of time it takes. Unless, of course, you want to just have the wire exposed out, then you don't really need to take the entire panel out from the power door. So that saves a lot of time, because that took most of the time actually. If you ask me to do it again, I probably need one day, about 6 to 7 hours to actually finish this DIY alone. There's a lot of things to actually remove. Um, yeah, this DIY is quite technical in the sense that there's a lot of things to remove. Uh, but in terms of knowledge wise, wiring wise, it's actually very simple. Just three wires, one positive towards the battery, or constant 12 volt, negative, which you can put it anywhere, the car body, and then the signal. So once you know which wire to tap near the ECU there, it's actually pretty simple. Okay, then you just run a cable all the way to the door for the switch. So not knowledge wise, not really that complicated. It's just the effort to make it look nice. Okay, so in terms of cost, all right, so the cost of the switches per switch is about 71 ringgit. So total I paid about 142 ringgit. I will put a link that in the description on where to purchase it. Of course, I was very tempted to buy a different switch whereby it's not a button but a touch sensitive button, something like a touchscreen, but it's not a touchscreen, touch button. But that was very expensive. That was about 570 ringgit per switch on AliExpress. So if I were to buy two, that would cost me about 1,170 ringgit. So that's not something that I want to pay for just for a touch switch. Right? It looks cool, but it's a bit too overpriced. So I opt for this black color button. Okay, so that's the end. Right, okay, the way that this is wired, okay, it will function exactly the same as your roof button, meaning that if you would press it while it's opening halfway, it will close. If you're pressing it while it's closing halfway, it will open back. Right, it functions exactly the same. Okay, so I'll end this video here. I hope you support my channel by hitting the subscribe, the like. If you hit this, please leave us a comment on how to improve further, okay? I need feedbacks. So that I know what I need to improve on. Okay, so till next time, I will see you again.